What's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for another pick a card reading. Today we are going to be going over what blessings are coming in for you. We have this powerful full blood moon that just passed, and a lot was happening through that, and I think now is the time to kind of reflect on what it is that could potentially be coming into your lives right now. So keep in mind, it is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Set that notification bell down below so you always know when the next video does go live. And check out my channel for more content. I've got other pick a card readings, zodiac readings, positivity, and so much more. There's always new stuff that's coming out, so make sure that you guys do check that out. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I do have my oracle decks up here. I have a deck to clarify, and we are going to shuffle it up and see what comes out. Alright, Source, what blessings are coming in for the collective? What messages do you have in regards to the blessings that are coming in for the collective? What do they need to know in this time? What blessings are coming in for the collective? Piles 1, 2, and 3. What blessings are coming in for the collective? Piles 1, 2, and 3. What is coming in for the collective? What blessings are coming in for the collective? Piles 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What blessings are coming in? What blessings are coming in for the collective? Piles 1, 2, and 3. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's see what's coming out. What blessings? Wow, pile 1, you're already on the board. Shoot, coming out like crazy. What blessings are coming in for pile number 2? Okay. And what blessings are coming in for pile number 3, Source? Alright, thank you. What blessings are coming in for pile number 1, Source? What blessings are coming in for pile 1? Alright. Sorry, guys. What blessings are coming in for pile number 2? What blessings are coming in for pile number 2? Okay, this card wants to come out. What blessings are coming in for pile number 3? Thank you, Source. What blessings are coming in for pile number 1? Jeez, you guys are just roaring it out here. What blessings are coming in for pile number 2? What blessings are coming in for pile number 2? Okay, so this card was trying to come out. What blessings are coming in for pile number 3? What blessings are... Whoa, okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, and here they want the Dragon Oracle for me to pick from, so what Dragon Oracle is going to help pile 1? Okay, we've got Merlin, number 21. What Dragon Oracle is for pile number 2, Source? One card at a time, please. What Dragon Oracle card is for pile number 2? What Dragon Oracle card is for pile number 2? Okay, they want this one. Luna, which is 24. And what Dragon Oracle card for 3? Thank you, Source. We've got Orbron. He's very popular this week, so maybe has some similar messages coming in as some of the zodiac readings. So make sure you guys check those out. If yours hasn't posted just yet, give it some time. It will be out soon, okay? Perfect. So let's get these straightened up here. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, pause the video for just a second, think about what it is that, what blessings are coming in for you, and when you open your eyes, whichever pile you're drawing to, listen to your intuition, okay? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way here. All right, and for those of you that chose Merlin, this pile is for you. This is what blessings are coming in. We'll go into the oracle cards afterwards, and we'll get some more. Don't worry, I have a whole bunch right here. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we have the Nameless card in the upright. Okay, we have the Three of Wands in the upright. Okay, and we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Okay, interesting. 1313 must be a powerful number for you. You guys might see that a lot. You may also see 44 a lot. So just keeping that in mind. So what blessings are coming in? Wow, I feel like there's been a huge battle, and this could be a spiritual battle, this could be an emotional battle, this could be something that, you know, is dealing with another person that you had to let go of, or that you're trying to let go of. Okay, after this full moon energy, there must have been something that came in that was leading you to a heightened state of mind, right? And I feel like it made you feel like there was a lot of misfortunes that were coming in, and there was a lot that, you know, was against you. And Source is telling you that the problem here is that you've been inviting a lot of people into your life that try to trick you into giving them what they want, and they don't return the favor. Like, there's no equal give and take here. And the blessing that's coming in here is that you're letting this go. You're allowing yourself to grow beyond this. You're allowing yourself to grow into a place where you do set solid boundaries. And this is a huge blessing for you, you know. I think people get so stuck on, well, blessings have to be material gain. No, our biggest blessings are our spiritual growth. And when we go through a period of transition, oftentimes it's the most uncomfortable thing that we have to experience. However, it's bringing with it the biggest lessons that we need in our lives so that we can come up into a state of leadership, so that we can come up into a place of knowing what it is that we want in our lives. And that's exactly what's happening here. There has been a lot of negativity. There has been a huge amount of negativity coming in towards you. And I feel like it's finally going through this full moon, and probably before, it's like you've noticed that you needed to take a step back and just really see how it is that people are coming towards you. You could be dealing with an Aries, a Scorpio, or a Gemini. It does not have to be. Those are the energies that are coming through here. And the thing is that I think you realized that whoever this was, or whatever this situation was, that all it was causing heartbreak. I think you put in a lot of information. I think you put a lot of energy into it. I think that you put a lot of effort into building this. And I think that what happened is that every time that you came full force, 100%, giving everything that you had, this person took. And then when it came to helping you, or when it came to giving you something, what ended up happening is they didn't want to help. And so we have this repeating number here, 1313. And basically it's like the transformation is here to cut out the resistance to transformation. Okay, and so with that being said, there's this energy of changing your perspective in the way that you approach things, and it's coming full circle for you. Like, this is very much a completion of a cycle for you. Why do I get this energy that you're a very loving person, and that you always have been, and it's hard for you not to share and to give to others, and to give to yourself in the way that you give to others? It makes you feel guilty. And this cycle that is ending is helping bring you into a situation, or to a place and a space where you'll start to give to yourself like you thought you were giving to these other people. Understanding this, pile one, that we can only give as much as we give to ourselves, even if we are like overextending ourselves, because it's not coming from a place of genuinity. It's coming from a place of thinking that that's what we have to do. And so while our hearts may be in it, we're not fully present with the situation. It's more about it being stuck on our minds, stuck in our feelings, and stuck in this stage of, if I don't give, then there's something wrong with me. I do want to get a clarifying card for you here. May I please have a clarifying card for pile number 1, Source? What clarifying card will help just point out the blessings that are coming into their lives? Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. So the King of Swords here in the reverse is just talking about how there's somebody that's very manipulative in your life, and they're taking a huge advantage of you. And I feel like this person has left you in a place of feeling blocked and feeling like you had no power, feeling like you couldn't move on. Again, we've got Gemini energy very strongly coming through here. Does not have to be. This person could just have these traits. They could very much exude these traits, or they might have Gemini very heavily in their charts. Okay, that doesn't make all Gemini bad. This just means that they've been relying on the darker aspect of themselves, the shadow aspect of themselves, and they've been bringing that towards you because you're a being of light. And because you're so giving and loving, it's almost like they saw that and they took advantage of that, whether it was knowingly, like consciously or unconsciously. It does not matter. It does not matter. This person was here to bring you the blessing of learning how to defend yourself, to stand up for yourself, to take back your masculine energy, to take back your actions, and not fully rely on this broken heart and guilt trip thing that has been seemingly following you for some time. This is energy that has kept you in anger and disbelief that how could people be like that? How could people come through like that? And what you're not yet ready to see, or what you're about to see, is that this is something that's mirroring something from your past, or you're getting involved with people from your past, and that's coming up right now. And it's coming through very clearly that they don't care about you the way that they said that they did, and they very much make themselves seem a different way towards other people. But this is very manipulative energy. This is basically someone who's very good with their words. And they're so good with their words that they know that when you start to pull away, they know exactly what to tell you, pile 1, to drag you back into this chaos. And, you know, I'm not one of those people that's like, well, it's all their fault, okay? Because the way I see life is that you bring as much in as this other person brings in, and we can only take accountability for our own actions. And when we're taking accountability for our own actions, it takes away the blame, because there is no one to blame. So in this, it's just saying, okay, so where was I not setting boundaries? Where was I not setting up a space for myself so that I could make sure that I was protecting my heart, so that I could make sure that I wasn't falling for something that's just empty promises, is what I hear. So there's this song that's coming into my mind right now, and I feel like it's totally valid as to what this is. If you guys ever heard There Is No Arizona? 'Cause there is no Arizona, no painted desert, no Sedona. If there was a Grand Canyon, she could fill it up with the lies he's told her, but they don't exist. Those dreams he sold her, she'll wake up and find there is no Arizona. Do, yeah, right? So it's like this energy of like empty promises. They keep giving you empty promises. They keep saying, we're going to do this. And then when it comes time to do that, it's like, oh, we're going to do that next week. Oh, I have to do that this time. I have to do that over here. And it's like, this has just kind of come into a place of like, okay, I'm done with it. And so this is actually a huge blessing for you, because you were blind to it before. You were resisting this transformation for a very long time. You were resisting coming up into this energy of really saying, look, I'm done playing your games. I'm done playing with this hell-bent emotions that you're coming from. You were hurt in the past, and I get that. Okay, I get that. But because you were hurt in the past doesn't mean that I have to stick around for you to continue to hurt me. And I'm going to let you go because of that. And so that's the huge blessing here. And so Source is trying to tell you that now you're coming into a space of finding your own stability, of finding your own peace. And before, I think that was very hard for you. I think that that was a challenge for you because it was almost like feeling too guilty to do so. Let's get some oracle advice for you, pile one. Okay, this one's coming out right away. Look at that. I'm done. I'm about ready to turn off this camera right now, y'all. Holy Toledo. Like, look at what came through. What did I say? We've got 4-4 already on the board. And the 44 card came out. The Jackal in Truth. Your blessing is learning a deep truth about yourself. Oh my Lord. Like, I love tarot. Can I just say that right now? I just freaking love tarot because it's so, like, stuff like that. Like, it's insane. Let's get an Earth Magic card and then we'll go over these Oracle cards with you guys. Like, I'm sorry. I just am so like, what? May you please have an Earth Magic card for pile number 1, Source. May you please have an Earth Magic card for pile number 1. What advice? Okay. All right. I'll take them. I didn't want to take more than one, but I'll take them because I see what's coming out here. And I'm gonna hide what's under there and put this one up first. Yeah. This is really hard for you to let go. This situation is very difficult for you to let go, pile number 1. You care about this person, this place, this situation, this thing, whatever it is. You care about it a lot. And thinking that you have to walk away from it almost leaves you breathless. It leaves you in that place of fight or flight. And Source is telling you and reminding you that it's okay to just take a breath. Stop for a minute and focus on your breath. Breathing in and out. You know, without the trees, we would not exist. They bring to us some vital aspect of our own life. And this has been a vital journey for you, pile number 1. This has been a huge turning point for you. And it's been difficult. It has been absolutely frustrating, overwhelming, brokenhearted, suffering, pain. You name it, you've gone through it, pile 1. You've gone through it, and I appreciate that. And I hope you know that Source appreciates you for continuing to show up and to give from your heart like you always do. Source is so proud of you, but Source is saying now is the time to draw the line because I have something that is so much better for you. It is so much more in alignment, and it is going to be something that gives to you exactly like you give to the world. It may seem different, but it's going to fulfill you in the way that you've always wanted to be. So stop freaking out about this. Stop freaking out about setting these boundaries. Stop freaking out about doing what you know you need to do. Okay, there's another card here, but first I want to go over this card, and then we'll get into Merlin. Because you are protected, and your stability comes from within. And this card is talking about how when people aren't always truthful with you, you have to find that out for yourself. The answer comes from within. It's not something that you can go to another person and say, can you help me find my truth? Because that person has experienced life in an entirely different way than you have. And so now it's time for you to ask your higher self to go within and find the truth for yourself. And let this transformation happen. Right? Allow yourself to embrace this transformation. Allow yourself to rise up. This is Scorpio energy, and Scorpio energy is about rising up from the ashes like a phoenix. So if you have Scorpio in your chart, you know, right? Sometimes you have to deal with the darkest and dark of secrets and the darkest and dark of life. And then finally it's like, okay, I get it. I get why I have to take care of myself. I get why I have to put myself first, and I get why putting myself and taking care of myself and doing the things that are good for me is not selfish, but in fact, it is a way for me to allow myself to continue to show up in the way that I truly like to show up, which is a giving, caring, kind individual. So 4444 may mean something to you. It may be a vital number to your life. And Source is bringing that out very clearly right now. Very God, I love when this happens. I just love when these moments come up. Because this is powerful. This is powerful. You have a moment of judgment standing before you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to allow it to overtake you? Or are you going to say, no, I stand up and I honor my truth, and I'm going to let my light shine through, and I'm going to get out of this period of, look, even there's a skull on here. Do you guys see the skull on his staff right here? Right? It's time for you to embrace this transformation, and this is an egoic death that's coming in, and the blessing that is coming from this is learning something about yourself, okay? And I don't want you guys to think that that's not a big blessing. This is actually a huge blessing, because this is a turning point in your journey. That's what this is. Let's get into Merlin. Merlin is an incredibly large, wise old dragon, and his message is one of teaching and learning. If he has found his way into your reading today, his message is this: not all things are as they seem, some images being reflected back to you. In order for you to understand discernment and learn the lessons of self-trust, only then will you learn to stand in your own power and own who you truly are. This is your blessing, owning yourself. Merlin teaches in dragon, whether in dragon or human form, is the teacher of the teachers, so heed his message. We are unable to teach others until we fully understand the lessons ourselves. Once we have mastered these, we are in a position of clarity and ownership to share our wisdom with integrity and power. Until then, hold your tongue and continue your journey, discovering that which you need to learn, understand, and own. Only then will you be in the place of authority to share your knowledge with others. If owls keep crossing your path, know that Merlin is around and willing to share his infinite wisdom with you, guiding you towards what you need to know. He will stretch you and often answer questions with another question, encouraging you to seek the answer from within. He is not an easy grandmaster to work with, but he will guide you well. What did I say? This is about learning how to answer that from within, sitting with yourself. You can no longer ask other people for guidance. This is about asking yourself for guidance. This is huge. Learning how to stand on your own, learning how to take back your, like I said, that masculine energy. I feel like even if you're a woman in this, it doesn't matter. There's something about the masculine side of yourself that has been fraught with peril. And it's about time to step up into the reality that you are both feminine and masculine together. You are a complete, whole individual being. And this is what's coming from this. And look, I said there was another card. Rainbow blessings. What blessings are coming in? Source is reiterating that this is a huge blessing for you. I feel like you were always that one person in the background that says, man, I just wish I could stand up for myself like that. I wish I knew how to set boundaries. And your wish is finally coming true. And it's in dealing with this situation first. Once you deal with this situation, suddenly you're going to come into this realization like, oh, I was running away from myself for no reason. I was letting somebody else determine if I was going to be in fight or flight mode, and I was ignoring my blessings, and that this has been a lesson for me. So I feel like there's a lot of anger tied to this. I feel like there's a lot of, I want to blame this other person, and yet you're finding out a truth about this, that the more I blame this other person, the worse I feel. So maybe the opposite is true. Instead of placing blame, let me ask what it is that I brought into this situation. And in doing so, I'm going to bring myself into a higher state. This is beautiful, pile one. This is some beautiful energy coming in. I know it feels difficult, and I know that there's a lot going on right now, but don't lose hope, because there's something so magical in finding a way to set your own boundaries. No matter how difficult that is, no matter how upsetting it may seem at first, the first time that you set those strict boundaries and you stand firm in them, you're going to be like, wow, why didn't I do this before? And the reason you didn't do it before is because you weren't ready. You weren't ready before. You weren't ready to embrace that before. And that's okay. This is not about beating yourself up. It's not about putting yourself down. This is not about blaming yourself. This is not about hurting yourself. This is about finding your power from within and allowing that light to shine through. And to know that no matter what it is that you may deal with in the end, that is a part of life, and you can't control how others are going to receive or respond to your energy. You can only choose what you are going to do with your energy. That's it. Past that, others are going to show up the way that they want to. They're going to take it the way that they want to, and if they take it personally, you're going to come from an understanding of knowing, look, I split the deck. And it's the number 4 card. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. I'm like done. I'm done. I'm thoroughly finished with this observation. Come on, guys. This is about observing your own actions and stopping blaming everybody else for where you were. That's it. That's it. Like I can't make that up. I'm so happy that this stuff happens on camera sometimes, because I think people are like, she's freaking crazy, like some of the stuff that I talk about. And no, it's not. It's listening to source. We all have that ability. But are you going to come up into an energy and listen to source? Are you going to come up into an energy and listen to your own divine being? And that's what's coming in. Your blessings is being able to truly listen to your intuition, your divine being, and that's being guided on your path of purpose. Whether it looks the way that you think it should or not, it doesn't matter. You know, and you have faith that things are turning out the way that they need to, so that you can be a strong individual and approach life from a grounded aspect, which is more powerful than anybody can imagine. And that's why this is such a huge blessing for you, Pile 1. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is what I have for you. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, set that notification bell down below. And I love you guys. Until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. And I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, peace out. I love y'all. Bye. And I'm moving on to pile number 2. So for those of you that chose Luna, this pile is for you. I love this card. She's so beautiful. She's so shimmery. What blessings are coming in for you? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords in the upright. Ooh, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, or the 7 of Coin in the upright. And the 5 of Cups in the reverse. Okay. I got you. And it's interesting because if you guys watched pile 1 by any chance, because I know some people watch the whole video, but I just shuffled these, and this is 5 of Cups is on the reverse in the bottom of the deck here. We had some really crazy synchronicities in the last one too. I just freaking love synchronicities when they come out like that. So this is absolutely for you. If you chose pile 2, this is just confirmation, like double-sided. Okay. So what is coming in? What is coming in? Well, first of all, we have some messages coming in. We have some news that's rushing in, right? And being that this is connected to Luna, which is the lunar cycle, moon, the moon energy, okay? 24, which is 6. So we have 5, 6, and 7 on the board. There's progress being made. And I feel like what is being highlighted here is this 5 of Cups in reverse. This is you getting out of this peer pressure energy, this energy of like, everybody else can control your life, of everybody else has a say in what it is that you do, right? This is getting away from those people who don't have your best interest in mind, but who want to know every little thing about you so that they can go and spread rumors. Here, it's the rumor weed. Oh, it's the rumor weed. Oh, it's the rumor weed. Okay, like, I don't remember if that's how the song actually goes, but we're just going to play with it, okay? But what's going on is that people are saying things about you behind your back. It's like they're trying to paint a picture of you. And they're not seeing the work that you're putting in. They're basically saying, oh, Pile two, they never pull through with their promises. Oh, pile two, they never do what they say they're going to. Pile two, oh, you should have heard what they did last weekend, even though they didn't go and see you last weekend. Then they're just building some crazy ass story about you. Okay, and I'm not here. I don't want you guys to be like, yeah, they're stupid, they're an asshole, they're blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Because that comes back. That will always come back around. And that's not for you to determine how it comes back around. And most times, pile two, you're not going to be there to see that come back around. And you have to be okay with that. Because oftentimes it's our success that makes these people stop saying these things. And this is that energy of like, I feel like these people have been very close to you, but they've also pressured you so very much in life to do the things that they want you to do. But not just that, it's like, I feel like these are lifelong friends, and this is family that's coming in. These are people that are very close to you. It's not just like somebody that you met a couple years ago. No, this is somebody that has known you from Adam, and you started to change things. And when you started to change things, man, it just really rocked their boat. Man, it really rocked things off, and they couldn't handle it. And it's like they're so used to intruding into your space, into your frame, and determining what it is that you do. And now they're coming into a space where they can't do that anymore, but they're still trying to intrude because they want to know what's going on with you. They want to know every step that you're taking so that they can tell everybody what you're not doing. So this is telling me that you're coming into a moment of where you realize this. Okay? And this moon has brought in clarity. Like, this moon was about revealing secrets too. And I think that you were definitely blinded by this. I think that you were in a state of not being able to honor yourself. And it was like you were very scared to do something against the grain, because if you went against the grain, you keep this thought keeps arising in your head. If you go against the grain, these people are going to leave your life. And I'm going to tell you, pile two, they probably will. Okay, and I'm not here to scare you into anything or, scare you into not doing anything. What I want you to understand is this. It's usually when people are in our lives that are like this, the minute that you grow beyond what they're capable of seeing and thinking and believing. And when you do that, it makes them so upset. They'll do one of two things. They'll either A, meet you on your level, which very rarely happens because not very many people want to even take the truth of this spiritual journey, or B, they're going to fall off and you're going to wonder what the hell happened. Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. It's because you outgrew them spiritually. Okay, and that bothered them because you became the beacon in their life that was pointing out what it was that they weren't doing, and they couldn't control you anymore. Because they couldn't control you anymore, it just made things even worse and harder for them. And that is in no way a reflection on you. I want you to understand that, pile two. Okay, so that's the energy that's being highlighted here. There's news coming in for you. I think something beautiful is coming in for you. There's something about this moon that really helped you release energy that was not serving you. It's almost like that chip on your shoulder. You were just kind of like, I'm done dealing with this. I'm done dealing with you. I'm done dealing with your madness. And look at this. Right at the center of the reading, we have this 7 of coin in the upright. This is excellent. This is beautiful. This is the capability of seeing that you are supported, even if you don't see those people there. There are people out there who are supporting you because they know that you can, and they're cheering you on, and they may be silent about it. And yes, that is frustrating, but understand these people who are silent about it are oftentimes our biggest fans, our biggest cheerleaders, our biggest support system, and we don't even know it because we're too busy stuck over here in these family situationships that aren't serving us. My apologies, I need a drink of water. Wow, I just got so thirsty. My tongue was so dry. Okay. And so what ends up happening is that now you're being supported, you're being lifted up, you've drawn clear boundaries. You're no longer in this emotional state, being drawn in by your emotions. You're no longer in this place of being cornered by them making you feel a certain way, or them playing on your emotions. Like, I feel like this group of individuals plays a lot on your emotions. I also get a deep sense that they kind of plot and plan together behind your back. Okay, and I'm not here so that you can say how bad these people are, because it doesn't matter. They were brought into your life for a reason. Okay, and the more that you understand that and grasp that, instead of sitting here and saying bad things about them or trying to call them out on this, the more you're going to fall into this energy here. Okay, something is coming in for you. Some kind of inspiration is coming in for you. Some kind of clarity is coming in for you. And not only that, but like heroically coming in. It's like, boom, pile two. Here's what you needed to know this whole time. Don't you worry about it. I got you. And I'm giving you some kind of go ahead. Source is giving you some kind of go ahead on something that's creative, some kind of ingenuity, some kind of like out of the ball type creation thing, and they're saying go for it. This is luck for you. This is your change. This is the change that you've been waiting for. You're a lucky person, but staying in this energy is not serving you. We've got 2 5s. Like I said, I just shuffled this deck. If you guys don't believe me, go back to the beginning of this reading and then just like go back about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, and you'll see that I just shuffled this deck and put it up here. I had no idea that was on the bottom, and I didn't. You guys, if you watch me shuffle at the beginning, I don't look at these cards. I see them. They're revealed to me as they're revealed to you. I don't see them unless they flip over and I happen to see them. But none of these cards flipped over. None of them. Okay, so this is Source saying that you have to let go of this situation that is very emotional for you. Okay, this is your emotional ego coming through, trying to protect you from the potential failure of this project or this idea or this inspiration. It has been doing that for a very long time, but are you willing to change? And when you change, just knowing that you're ending this cycle in entirety, right? And this Knight of Swords is always rushing in. This Knight of Swords rushes in. He's like, look, sons of bitches, here I come. Okay, like I'm not trying to curse up in here, but I don't know how else to put it, because he's really in a place of like, I'm coming in and I want everybody to know I'm coming in. He's very concerned with what he might encounter. You know, he's already in this place of being ready for warfare. And it's like, I feel like you went to war with your own emotions. You went to, like, the moon is here, right? And I will read this to you guys, but the moon is here, and it's like you went to war with your own emotions. You went to war with your own belief systems in regards to these people, this situation over here. And it was almost like, am I going to let these people control my life, or am I going to break free and do what I want, what makes me happy? Because I know that this isn't making me happy. I get brokenhearted, I get let down, I get disappointed every time over here. But I'm trying to see them from a higher perspective. I'm trying to see them from the light of love. I'm trying to see them from a place of understanding. And yet I just can't seem to bring myself to it. And so it was like, finally, you had to battle with your own emotions here. Look at how he's running in with this sword. My cards are so long. But look at how he's running in with this sword, like about to chop this, right? And it's not to cut this dragon. What it is to basically pierce that veil that's been hiding you from the truth of this situation. And so what ends up happening is, like, he comes in, he stabs that, and then all of a sudden the moonlight flooded in. And when it flooded in, you were like, whoa, I didn't see any of that before. And there's a deep truth. Like, there's a deep truth that's been revealed to you, or is about to be revealed to you. And it's like I hear the silver lining has been crossed. No longer can you go back. Like, once this happens, pile two, or if this has happened, understanding there is no going back to this. Like, you can't revert back. It will be a form of resistance if you try to, and then all these things will start piling up on you, and they're going to start weighing you down, and they're going to cause a lot of mayhem and a lot of havoc in your life, okay? Now, this is about changing your perspective. Okay, there's a deep sense of needing to change your perspective on that, and I think that's what you've been looking for this whole time, is clarity on the perspective of what's going on at hand. And Source is telling you that you want so badly to change your perspective. you're like holding on to it so tightly, and the more that you grip it, the more it's going to evade you. And so Source is telling you, whatever creative endeavor I have given you, I want you to focus on that, so that way then the perspective will just come to you. You no longer have to chase after the perspective. You no longer have to chase after emotions. You no longer have to chase after love. You know, like with the moon, I always get the feminine wounding here, because the moon is the divine feminine, right? And the sun is the divine masculine. And so the moon energy is that feminine wounding here. And it's like something that you've hidden from yourself for so long that you're very scared to look at it, because what if I never get loved in the way that I thought maybe I should have been loved as a child? Like, what if I'm not worthy of that? And that's what this Knight of Swords is saying, like, no, you're beginning to see that that's not true. That's just an illusion. You're beginning to see that you are worthy of the love that you desire. Okay, we have 20, like I said, we have 5, 6, and 7 here. So this is about learning to progress through these upsets. Let's get one clarifying card for you. I did this for pile 1, so let me get one for you guys too. What clarifying? Ooh, okay. Look at that. We have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Look, and the world on reverse on the bottom. Okay. So being leery about being conceited in your journey. Okay, you could be dealing with a fixed sign, a Leo, Aquarius, a Taurus, or a Scorpio. Okay, very heavy Aquarian energy coming out here. Very heavy Taurus and Scorpio energy. Does not have to be, but could be. Right? And so Source is trying to remind you that you cannot come at this from a conceited point. You cannot come at this from a place of saying, like, I'm better than them, because no, you're not. You would not have come into this perspective change if it had not have been for this situation. And so therefore this situation is just a piece of the journey. Okay? This is a piece of the journey. And I feel like the problem is that you've been fighting with not wanting to put in the effort. You've been fighting with, you know, this energy of falling apart, right? Not having discipline for your own life. And so Source is saying, if you want this clarity, you have to begin to discipline yourself and really stand true to what it is that you say that you're going to do. You know, like I said, the World card often speaks about conceit. When it's in the reverse, it's talking about how you want to look better than others. And with this coming on the bottom with this 8 of Pentacles, it's also reinforcing that you don't want to launch this. Like, you don't want to move forward with this. You don't want to have this. It's like you're afraid to leave this, right? But no matter what happens, you're destined to make progress, whether you want to or not. Okay, and that's what Source is trying to point out. It's like the sooner that you embrace the depth of this emotion and this wounding here, and understanding that once you pierce the veil and you see the silver lining here, you're going to understand that these people, this situation had to come into your life for you to grow, in order for you to embrace this creative endeavor. But are you going to put in the work? Are you going to put in the effort? Are you going to discipline yourself and show up and allow yourself to build this beautiful tower that you can build? Or are you going to be conceited about it and thinking that you're better than others and not launch the project because you think that it's just yours? You know, Source is happy to meet us halfway. Source is always happy to meet us halfway. But Source isn't going to do all the work. That's just not the way it's going to play out. Like, Source won't do that. Because that takes away, how do I want to say this? That takes away the worthiness of the project. It's like if it was just given to you, take it for granted. And so when you have to work for it, you no longer take that energy for granted. You like appreciate it because you had to work for it. But let's get some oracle guidance for you here and see what comes out. What animal oracle advice can we give to our pile number 2 Source? What animal oracle advice? Thank you. Look at that. Tiger, will, number 7 again. So 7, 7 is a powerful number for you. And 5 is a powerful number for you. Are you going to embrace your will, your power, your, willpower? Right? Like, it took me a while to get there. No, like this is about you really embracing that inner strength within you and coming up into a place of clarity within yourself and not being afraid to face the emotions, not being afraid to face your fears, allowing yourself to balance it out. And actually, I don't get this one. It comes out very, very rarely. So let me just see. They're not very long or anything like that. So it says exercise your will and determination in ethical ways. And this is talking about failure to launch, right? And again, conceitedness. That's not being ethical. Do not place your will over another's. What did I say, you guys? This conceitedness coming out saying that, like I'm better. No, you're not. You can't place yourself over another. You do not have control over anyone but yourself. Do not be afraid to be fierce, especially as a woman. We can ride our healthy anger, but we must eventually transform it into something more useful. And that's what Source is trying to point out here. It's like, I know that you're upset about this situation. I know that you're angry about it, but I'm trying to give you something that's creative so that you can actually come up out of this, because it's okay. It's okay that you're mad about it. It's okay that you're in a funk because of it, because I really feel like that you guys have just stopped. You've become stagnant and you're not even sure which way to move on because you're so mad about this situation, because these people were very close to you. But you know what, like, it happens. Sometimes the people who are closest to us are the ones that break our hearts the worst. And how can we come into a place of just knowing that they were meant to do that so that we could become a more grounded individual and more connected with Source at the same time? Because really the journey is about learning how to be human, right? We're spiritual beings here having a human experience. And how can we still bring some of our spirituality through, which is being a complete being of unconditional love, which means how can we bring unconditional love into the world around us, pile too? And that's what Source wants you to know. It's like, I'm giving you this so that you can be more grounded in yourself. So 2 cards wanted to come out. We've got Tsunami, Wake Up Call on the bottom. So this is like, they want you to listen to this, even if it is hard. Okay, so let me take this one. Look, we've got Strength coming through and Will. This is all about finding your own inner power and claiming it, right? When you see the mountains in the distance, it's funny because I always give thanks for the mountains in the distance, reminding us of what truly grand creators we are. Because we were there at the time, energetically, we were there at the time the earth was made. Whether you believe this or not, this is just how I feel, okay? And we were there when the world was created, and that's a reminder to us that we too have that ability within us. We are created in the divine's image. Well, the divine created all of this that's around us. Doesn't that mean at one point before we all existed, we too were part of that creation, even if it was just an energetic form? Sometimes we just need to remember that. It's about not being afraid to take the climb, not being afraid to do what's necessary to get up to the top of the mountain, because one day, yes, the climb is difficult, but one day you are going to get to the top, the peak, and then you're going to be able to just fly down the other side. And yes, there may be another mountain in the way, but that's the point. You get so strong from that first initial mountain that every other mountain you climb, you just only build your strength. And then we've got Desert, Vision Quest. So this is about you taking time away from this situation in fullness and allowing yourself to go out and be somewhere in nature just by yourself. You know, they talk about in Vision Quest taking a bottle of water and nothing else. Like, don't eat for the whole day and take your questions in a journal and spend time asking your questions, and then sit in silence. Don't take your phone. Don't just take a pen, your journal, and a water bottle and go sit in nature and ask your questions, and then write down what inspirations and answers come to you, because it's often those times that we'll be able to overcome these situations and gain clarity on what it is that we're meant to do. So let's read Luna here and then we'll move on. Okay, Luna. As her name depicts, her connection is to our moon and the phases within it, the mother figure in our lives, and due to her watery nature, she connects to our emotions, creativity, and of course, water, right? What was I telling you guys? This is very emotional for you, but it's hard for you to feel those emotions. Her arrival in your cards is a prompt to fully feel your emotions. Wow, I wasn't even looking at that when I was talking to you guys. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. particularly if you've been ducking and avoiding their messages to your consciousness. She urges you to look at them and examine them, own them, and release what you no longer need. She says, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, it is okay to ask for help. This is not weakness. It is an acknowledgement that you have been strong for too long on your own. You can only fully be who you want to be when you embrace and acknowledge what you really feel. Only then can true transformation take place. She also urges us to follow our creative urges. Oh my God, I thank you, Source, for bringing this card to tie everything together. To revisit latent talents, whether they are musical, written, painting, acting, and so on. She tells me, these activities are good for the soul. You can lose oneself in the moment, be lost in a piece of work, and embrace the bliss which accompanies such activities. Note here, too, a little self-care wouldn't go amiss at this time if she has shown herself to you. I don't even need to say any more. She came in and said it all. She came in and tied this whole reading together. Everything that I was saying, she just basically summed it up in one little, blurb. This is crazy, guys. Like your blessings that are coming in are learning how to set those boundaries. They're learning how to embrace your creative aspect, learning how to be vulnerable. Learning how to be vulnerable, okay? And that seems like weakness, but vulnerability is actually one of our greatest strengths. And, I know people click on these because they're like, oh, what money's coming to me? What material gain is coming to me? And on this journey, my biggest belief is that the biggest blessings that we receive are the spiritual advances that we gain. It's not about money. It's not about material gain. This is about what it is spiritually that you're going to be gaining. And that's what Source wants to point out here. It's time for you to spiritually look within and allow your emotions to emerge, because it's your emotions that's your greatest strength. Because when you wear your heart on your sleeve, pile 2, the whole world is admired. Like they admire you. They're completely captivated by you. It's a beautiful place for you to be. It's an absolutely gorgeous place for you to be. But I think that you've run from your emotions for so long, and you've come from such a hardened place because people have hurt you, because they've taken advantage of you. And, again, you found out about these rumors that were coming out in your life, and it's just kind of like put you in a space of like, what the hell? Why? Why should I even do that? Why should I even get involved in another person's life? Why should I even worry about it? Because at the end of the day, it just feels like everybody's out to get me. Well, they're not out to get you. And the more you believe that, the more situations are going to come to trigger you so that you can learn how to set those boundaries and run in, again, to pierce that veil so you can really connect with Source and get that clear information. I feel like you've been dying to get guidance from Source, but you just didn't know where to start. And so this is a start for you. And Source is telling you, after this full moon coming in, you are learning how to really let go of those emotional situations that have tied you down for so long. And you're learning how to not feel so guilty about giving yourself love, which is really, truly a blessing. This is a huge blessing for you. This is what I have for you, Pile 2. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, set that notification bell down below. Thank you for joining me for Becky's House of Cards. Until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Becky's out of the house for now. Until I see you guys next time. Mwah. Peace out. I love you guys. And I am moving on to pile number 3. Here we go. So for those of you that chose Orbron, look, and the moon coming out again. And we had a blood moon, and he's coming out right here. Right? Red energy coming out. What blessings are coming in for you? Okay. We have the 5 of Swords in the reverse, followed by the 6 of Swords in the reverse, with the 4 of Swords in the reverse, or in the upright. I'm sorry. Whoa. Okay, so for you guys, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. 4 is a very powerful number for you. Oh, you guys do not like change. I'm going to grab a clarifying card for you. May I please have a clarifying card for pile number 3? May I please have a clarifying card for pile number 3, Source? Thank you. Look, and the 2 of Swords on the bottom. Oh my lord, you guys. It's in the reverse. Okay, so that's good. You guys are on your way to a positive outcome. Alright. Alright, well, let's see what we got here. Look, and we've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So, let's just be real. You guys are refusing to change. And the blessings that are coming in are the opportunity for you to learn how to change. And the reason that you've been so reluctant to change is because I feel like you've surrendered to defeat. Like with this Six of Swords here, this is a lack of communication with your guides, with Source, with the divine, with truth, with integrity, with honor. This is basically a situation where you have given up. And now it's like your emotional ego has taken charge of you. And every time you try to change, there's like this energy of like, nope, I'm sorry. Remember last time when we tried to change? We got defeated. Remember last time we tried to change? So-and-so hurt us. Remember last time we tried to change? This happened. And it's like you fall victim to that. You fall very much victim to that energy. You let it control you. You let it determine what it is that you're going to do. And the thing is I think that this has happened for so long, you feel like you're never going to change that. But with this Two of Swords on the bottom here, this is telling me you guys have grown too big for this fish tank. You've asked so much to get out of this situation that Source is bringing you situation after situation to help you determine that you have the power to change. You have the power to change. You're in your own head. Look, I can't make this up. You guys have manifested a mindset of negativity. Okay? Don't get too disheartened here. Alright? I know, this is just, Source wants to call you out on this. This is definitely the most difficult pile out of all the piles. And this is, it's hard because there's a lot of pressure going on. I feel like there's a lot of people in your life right now that, blame you for things, and you let them blame you for things. They say that it's always your fault. Like, this energy of defeat is very much like everybody else has put you in this defeat and you've let them. Okay? And I'm glad that this Four of Swords is what came last, because this Four of Swords, it talks about limitations in our lives, but when we observe these limitations, they'll be lifted once we observe them, once we realize that we have the power. We can find the truth. But right now, you're not in balance with yourself. You don't think very highly of yourself. You think very much from this place of like you're not worth anything. Like, I feel like you're the pile that always calls yourself stupid. I feel like you're the pile that always tells yourself that you're not good enough. Or, of course, you failed that because of this or because of that. Like, and let me say, pile 3, please stop. I can't convince you to stop. I can't. You have to have the courage to do it on your own. Let me tell you, no matter what you've been through in life, that is not a reflection of who you are and your character, and that is not a reflection of what you're capable of doing. It is just circumstances that have happened. Everything that happens outside of us is because we're all like cogs in a clock. And if one is out of place, then they all stop working. But if you looked at it this way, pile number 3, what if all those cogs that seemed out of place were actually quite in place and working properly in order for you to come into the clarity of your own power and strength and usefulness in this massive clock we call life? What if? And that's what's being highlighted here, is that you just believe that you've been born so that the whole world can shit on you, and that's not the truth at all. That's not the truth at all. And this had to happen. This is all in your head. Like, let's get real. Swords cards coming out everywhere. This is all in your head, but you're on the path to a positive outcome. Why? Because this had to happen. It's like things are going to get worse before they get better. Okay, like that energy. It's like they had to get so bad in order for you to see what was good. Because I think you were always like, why do I get this energy that you're the positive negative? So you're the one that's like trying to be the most positive out of everybody, but you don't realize how negative you're truly being. Because it's like when things work out, you're like, yeah, I told you guys they were going to work out. I told you it was going to be okay. I told you it was going to go this way. But when things are like in that period of uncertainty, you're like, of course it's gonna fail, of course it's gonna go wrong, like you're the one that's always the negative person. And then suddenly when things work out, you're like, see, I told you guys they were gonna work out. Like and that's an interesting place to be, because it's hard to see ourselves as that negative individual. Well, the reason you are is because you beat yourself up all the time, and you don't want to change that. Like it's like almost like your energy beating yourself up has become your truth, and you don't see what a beautiful individual you are. You don't see what it is that you have to offer the world. You don't see what it is that you have to offer life, because you're so busy over here trying to find new ways of making yourself feel bad. And this is just clarifying that, look, this had to happen for purpose. This had to happen so that you could see that you're growing as an individual. And yeah, sometimes you are going to get cut. Sometimes you are going to fall down. But it's those bumps and scrapes that make us find our balance. And it's those bumps and scrapes that make us stronger. And so you're learning how to become strong in your own energy. But you have to honor this first. You have to honor this energy first, because right now you're repressing something that has happened from the past. And because you're repressing something that's happened from the past, it feels like a constant failure of fortune is coming your way. And that's not at all. And it's like, I think Source is asking you right now, can you take some time in solitude? Right? If you take time in solitude, that is not isolation. Taking time in solitude is just taking time away from all these situations and circumstances that give you a reason to beat yourself up, and just spend time saying, okay, why do I beat myself up? Like, what is this like? Why do I feel this way? Why do I act this way? Because if you don't ask the questions, you're not going to get the answers. And if you refuse to honor that you do act that way, you're not going to get the answers. You're always going to point the finger at everybody else, and you're never going to come into this positive energy, right? This is good energy. You want to come into this energy. This is a beautiful place to be. This is abundant. Okay, and this is about seeing dualities, and this is about honoring and knowing that duality has to happen in this world, because we live in this 3D realm, and this 3D realm is built upon dualities, good and bad, right and wrong, yes and no. Okay, but those dualities do not define us. They're just something that is here. It's just, it is what it is the only time I will use this phrase, because I don't like that phrase. I don't think it's accurate. But in this moment, that is true. Dualities, they are what they are. There is no changing that, right? There is only honoring that we can think on a higher perspective. We can think above that. Okay, and this is you resisting transformation. And so Source is telling you, if the more you resist transformation, the harder it's going to come at you, right? And because this is probably the hardest concept on this journey. Like, I say this about a lot of things, but it's like as they come up, like I know, because I too have been in these situations. I too have been in places where I didn't want to honor how I was treating myself, okay? And this is telling me that you're so afraid of them breaking your heart. You're so afraid of your heart being broken, because what are you going to do to pick up the pieces again? You've been brokenhearted so many times. And what this is saying, pile 3, is that the heart has to be broken in order for the seed to blossom. And there's some beautiful seed that's trying to blossom from within you, that's trying to come out, that's trying to make itself known. And are you willing to let that make itself known? Are you going to keep coming from this energy of not honoring how you are with yourself? Because right now, it's not serving you. It's not helping you out. It's putting you in a very precarious place. And so with both of these cards coming out here, this is beautiful, because we've got, not only are you coming into a positive outcome, new opportunities and ventures are coming, right? This 5 of Pentacles in reverse is saying that Source is bringing you new opportunities. As soon as you let go of this mindset, all of a sudden new opportunities are going to drop into your lap. This energy is not who you are. It's just what you've decided to take on. But when you let that go, you're going to come up into this energy of letting it go and allowing Source to work magic on you. Can you do that? Can you do that? This is about choices. You have a choice. You have a choice to change your life. Are you going to change it, or are you going to let life determine what you do? Because right now, this is very negative. This is exhausting energy. Like, I just got exhausted all of a sudden. This is very exhausting energy. It's like you're fighting yourself so much that you don't want to honor yourself. And now I totally understand why Orbron came out for you guys. Like, I just understand it. Look, we've got 4 cycles, hair on the bottom. Are you going to honor the cycles that you have going on in your life? Or are you going to let those cycles run your life? Because we have a choice to change our direction at any one given moment. And pile 3, we also have the ability to change our thought process. If you're having a bad day, you can choose to have a bad day for the rest of the day, or you can choose to have a good day. Okay, look at that perspective coming out. And look, vulnerability. You don't like being vulnerable. You don't like it. You don't like the way it makes you feel. It makes you feel inadequate. It makes you feel insufficient. It makes you feel like everybody's out to attack you. And that's what you have to be vulnerable with yourself in order for you to show your true vulnerabilities to the world out there. So it's asking you to change your perspective. Let your light shine through the darkness and stop letting the darkness cover your light. This isn't fair to you. It's not fair to the people around you, but more importantly, this is not fair to you. When you hide yourself from the world, what good are you doing? None. You're keeping yourself inside of a box because you're so afraid of getting your heart broken. And, you know, pile 3, sometimes we got to hear it. Sometimes we got to hear the truth of it. And so I understand sometimes these readings are so raw and people get upset. And I can understand that, because sometimes we don't want to hear what we need to hear. We want to hear what we want to hear, and we want people to tell us, you know what, yeah, those people are jerks. Yeah, those people are treating us like this. Yeah, you know, like, I have a right to say these things that I'm saying, because no, at the end of the day, you're choosing to say them. You're choosing to be this way. And it's hard to change your perspective when all your life you've been told that everything outside of you is what you are, but it's not. And Source is bringing this up very clearly here right now, saying that it's time for you to change your perspective. There's so much more to the universe than what you see with your own 2 eyes. Things aren't always as they seem. They're not. There's something more here that's going on that you're just not allowing change to come in. Look. Oh my gosh. We got the number 9, release. Jaguar. This is about you completing this cycle in its fullness. This is something that you have held on to for a very long time. I want to read this release card. I didn't read these for all of them, but this one, because I feel like what's going to be read is like so relevant to here. It's not very long. It says, release what you no longer need. Take action to move something from the ideas world into the physical world. Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. Let me read that again. Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. All of life is a choice. Wash away the negative aspects of the past, surrender it all, and embrace the new. Stop feeling defeated and surrendering to that defeat. Rather, let this situation empower you and move you forward, and allow the creativity to come through from it, right? You've got the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse here, saying there's new ventures coming for you. Something brand new is about to arise for you up out of the ashes. But it won't come if you keep trying to hold on to the... Look, exactly. Sweep that all away. Sweep that all away. Let it go. I'm just going to leave that as a mess right here, because Source is saying you got to sweep this shit away. You got to release it. You got to release it. Everything happens for purpose, right? You guys might be bothered by it because, like, oh my gosh, I got OCD. But you know what? At the end of the day, there's a purpose for that. Source is saying sweep that away. I didn't mean to do that. That just happened. When are you going to let that go so you can come up into this energy? You guys can be irritated by it all you want. That's a trigger. That's a trigger. Old energy that you're holding on to that's letting you, that's defining you rather than you defining yourself. Okay? If Orbron has showed up today, it is to reassure you that you can achieve what is required. You may have to dig deep and may be in it for the long haul. but you can and will succeed. This striking red dragon's connection is firmly in the earth and in effect connects to our base chakra, therefore relating to everything which makes up our physical lives and the world we create for ourselves. Orbron's message is a simple one. Nothing in this world that you call home is insurmountable. Nothing is too big to be dealt with. Get your feet back on the floor and anchor into this, your physical reality. You guys are so you got all swords cards. With the exception of this, and that's because it came out on the bottom of the deck. It didn't even come out in the reading. The Two of Swords did. Or no, this one did. It did. But look, you got all swords coming out. And this is telling you it's time. It's time to ground your feet. Having your head in the clouds will not give you the answers you desire or require. Your time is best spent dealing with that which is demanding your attention. Deal with it totally, and only then will you be in a position to move forward. Although a tough-speaking dragon, sometimes we need to hear it as it is. What did I say? This is a raw reading. This is very raw. And if you guys have made it this far, you have courage, and you're brave, and you can do this. He is a great ally when we are feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Call upon his guidance. He will direct you onto the correct path. It's usually the path of least resistance. The more you struggle with a problem, the tighter the noose gets and eventually strangling off the solutions that you seek, he says. Yeah, you guys have been holding on to this and you can't find a solution to it because you're holding on to it so tight. And Orbron's like, it's time to let go. It's time. It's time for you to let go. Change your perspective. Release what's no longer serving you. You have a beautiful outcome coming. Something is coming to you, but you have to learn how to have faith. You have to learn how to practice this idea of that you can change your life. Nobody is going to come in and change your life for you, pile 3. You guys are resistance. I'm getting this energy of I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this bullshit. I thought I was coming into the blessings. Well, you are. You know what your blessing is? Learning how to think differently. An opportunity is about to present itself, but you have to learn how to think differently, and that's your true blessing here. It's not even this opportunity. This is something that's beautiful that's coming to you, but you have a choice to make. This is chariot energy coming in here. You can choose the spiritual path, or you can choose the path that everybody's made you choose your entire life. Defeat. What are you going to do? And this is real. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat this information just because I feel like you need to feel better. Sometimes I've had to hear stuff like this before. And sometimes my angels have been real straight with me. Real straight. My guides, my ascended masters, my ancestors, everybody. They come in and they're like, you know what, Becky? This is some bullshit that you're doing. And I'd be like, well, and they're like, no, look, you need to listen. And I didn't want to hear it. And it wasn't until I opened myself up to hear it that I realized, wow, they were really right. Why are they going to guide you wrong? Why is Source going to guide you wrong? Source doesn't gain anything out of you going and being egotistical your whole life and being stuck in your emotional ego. There's nothing that Source gains from that. There's nothing that you gain from that. Source will let you do what you want. That's the beauty of freedom of choice, right? Free will. But at the end of the day, Source is trying to help you see things from a higher place. You want to see things from unconditional love. You want unconditional love, but you refuse to see the world from eyes of unconditional love? So how are you ever going to get love if you see life from cynical eyes? That's not fair. That's not fair to blame Source and to put it all on Source and say it's your fault that I'm in this situation. You're not listening to your intuition. Right? You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to the wisdom that's coming in from out of you. You have to dig deep. This is a very old wound. This is something that you have not wanted to deal with for a long time, because I think you opening up to this means that you're going to see something that you told everybody was something else, and that you think that somehow reflects on you. No, it doesn't. It just shows that at the time your emotional ego was in charge. And when your emotional ego was in charge, it was trying to protect you from the fear of judgment. Because that's what I'm getting from this, is you're very afraid of being judged. You're very afraid of being judged. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, people are going to judge. They're not going to judge. People are going to do whatever the hell it is that they want to do, because that's what people do. Whether they want to act straight or they want to act crooked, it doesn't matter. You have no control over that pile 3, and there's nothing that you can do in your life to change anybody that's in your life otherwise. I'm just going to tell you that. You have to honor and take accountability for your own actions. And it's in taking accountability for your own actions and allowing yourself to come into a place of real unconditional love that you're going to understand, wow, I really put myself through the ringer. I really placed all my power with everybody else. I really gave everybody else my power because I didn't want to see that I was strong enough to make a choice myself. I didn't want to see that I had the choice and the opportunity all along to change where it was I was headed. Because it was easier for me to place it in everybody else. That meant that you didn't have to take ownership for it. Taking accountability is taking accountability for ourselves. It's not taking accountability for anybody else. It's not taking accountability for what's going on out there. This is about taking accountability for yourself and your own actions and what it is that you bring. And that's an entirety, whether they're good or bad. You know, to be a leader, one must first learn how to take accountability for themselves. That means that, you know what, if you messed up as a leader, guess what? You got to take accountability for that. You can't just keep putting that on everybody else and hoping that somebody else will take the fall for you because you're afraid of getting your ass chewed. Sometimes we need an ass chewing. Okay, like I'm just being straight with you guys. Like, I feel like a very stern figure is coming in to speak to you guys. Like, this is a very masculine energy that's coming in that's saying, look, y'all need to have that father talk because it seems like nobody in your life told you what was real and what was up, and rather you stuck it out in this. And I'm sorry to say it, please do not take this personally. This is what I hear, but you're living it out in a place of being a sissy. That's what I'm hearing. Like, whoever is coming through, whatever of your guides and your guardians, your angels, whatever it is that's coming through, it's a very masculine figure. This could be somebody that just passed away recently that was very straight with life. It does not have to be, but again, that's what I'm getting. And they're saying, stop being a sissy. Grow up. Grow up and deal with life as an adult. And dealing with life as an adult is confronting your fears, not running from them. Okay? So this is what I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so very much for joining me. I love you guys. I want you guys to know that. I love you, and I have faith in you, and I know that you're going to make it through this. And just have faith and courage in yourself, and ask your guides for help. Ask your higher self for help. They will show up. If you let them, they will show up, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Becky's out of the house for now until I meet up with you guys next time. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.